Hello and welcome back to Inquisitor Martyr. So last time we got helped with find Mr. Thelema, find out what happened with the Feral Beasts and the stuff they did to the Tech Priests. We got these Null Rods. Actually got one from a weekly reward today, so that would be this one. So these are... No, that was the wrong button. These are heat weapons, so heat-related passives should do really good. Good amount of damage over time bonuses. We've got some poison bonuses, which hopefully we can utilize, otherwise I'll just respec this tree, go probably this way, and in the end I have to go both of these ways anyways, so it's not too big a deal. Want to boost up these heat attacks, because there isn't an overheat, a lot of these aren't useful. Bonus damage, and then all the heat damage bonuses and crits and stuff, these will be useful to grab. I might even skip out on the reduced crit chance, just so I can get more crits and do more burn. But we'll see how that pans out.
Your Space Marine is functional, Inquisitor, but barely.
Reporting for duty, Inquisitor.
That's absurd. For the time being, he needs constant medical supervision.
I'll talk to the Master Chirurgeon on the ship.
No, I'll stay on board. You evidently need a genius to work with your inferior equipment.
The Emperor's blessing be upon me. I must get out of here and fight.
Alright, what's Captain Van Winter got for us?
What will be our next step?
The lone survivor of the requisitional expedition is the prisoner of the Feral Beasts. This tech priest is my only lead.
These deserters have managed to evade Imperial retribution for quite some time. How will we find them?
The beasts seem to have strong ties to a pirate clan in the system. I should pay these rascals a visit. Who knows? They might give up valuable information.
You can be very persuasive. I can vouch for that.
Alright. Investigate the pirates. Alright, intel indicates the Feral Beasts have strong ties to a pirate clan native to the system. The cogitators on their vessel should contain useful information. Let's go beat them up. Alright, let's go smack people. Let's actually see what these attacks are first. Okay, normal slaps. Sweeping slap. Straightforward shot, and a leap. Okay. Dig that leap. Tech shrine here, I don't really need it. Yeet. Yeah, I like that. That is nasty. Now, let's just leap to him. Some damage over time effects, maybe? I didn't get any... Well, I don't think I can even proc bleed right now. Let's find this Psyker and just gank him effectively. The sooner he's dead, the easier this fight becomes. See, stuff like this makes me wish that it was 40K's Eternal Crusade game. I wish that had not been terrible, because... Oh, I can lock on? Wow, I did not even know that was a thing. Oh. Cool, I got that. But Eternal Crusade, what it was, for those who don't know, it was essentially PlanetSide. Initially it was marketed as being like PlanetSide 2, but as a 40K game, so open world, a bunch of locations, different factions would fight over. You could be part of the Tau, the Eldar, Chaos, or no, actually they didn't have Tau yet. They had Eldar, Chaos Space Marines, and the Orcs. Unfortunately, we never got... I don't even know if they still are continuing updating it, but it didn't get nearly as far as it needed to get. They had talked about having the... There's a PvE mode where you fought Tyranids, but it was never fully fleshed out. So you were... It didn't scale, effectively. That's where it wasn't fleshed out, so you're kind of stuck if you're a single player. It was an interesting idea, but they ended up rolling back every decision they made. At first it was like, oh, it's gonna be like PlanetSide, and everybody was super hyped. I was hyped. And then they're like, oh, well, even though they're using what looked to be the engine, I mean, even the UI for vehicles was essentially PlanetSide 2's UI. But they had that, and then they roll it back like, no, we can't do that. We have to do just, you know, instanced fights. And people were like, okay, you know, this kind of sucks. But they went with it, and they just kept rolling back decisions. They had weird, like, the melee combat was interesting, but everybody I saw said it was pretty busted. Just how it was balanced wasn't really balanced, and it just was very poorly planned out and designed, which is really unfortunate because 40K has a history of honestly getting screwed with games. Most games they get end up being just absolutely terrible for reasons I cannot explain. I don't know if Games Workshop just hands the licensing out and they don't care, or they just have bad luck. But no matter what it is, it's always unfortunate. So they've had bad luck with games, and you know, it's just really unfortunate because it would have been a really cool game to have if we had gotten it, but it was supposed to be for consoles and they backed out of that one. They were backed by Bandai Namco for a while, and then I wasn't even paying attention, I died. But Bandai backed out of the deal, or Behavior, the studio, backed out. I'm not even sure exactly who it was that reneged on their agreement, but it ended up going south, and it's just really unfortunate because it had all the trappings of being a really good game. They just were never fully realized. And I think, given a good studio, you could easily make such a game.
Dealing with this.
But I don't even know if we'll ever see another attempt at such a game again, or if that's just kind of dead on arrival now. It's really sad because I really wanted to play that and just be a Chaos Sorcerer. And it was cool because Chaos Sorcerers were a mix of like a healer and a buffer, and I would totally do that. They did have problems towards the end though, because they put out what a Terminator was supposed to look like, but somehow they managed to screw up the appearance of Space Marine and Chaos Terminators, which is really weird because there's enough visuals of them to have a good idea of how to make them. Be that from video games or from the actual rule books or just the miniatures themselves. They have a distinct look that's not... It's not hard to screw up. And they somehow screwed up. But I mean, in that same sentence, like, it's not surprising because anytime it's something where it's like, oh, it's so obvious you can't screw it up, or it's idiot-proof, or something like that, there's always someone who can prove you wrong.
I spit on your emperor.
A lot of just crafting materials, nothing too useful.
What happens now?
I really wish Relic had stuck with developing Dawn of War 2 a bit more than they did. They jumped way too fast into Dawn of War 3, and that game... I don't know if anyone who actually... like, any major fans of 40K who've said it's a good game. Because it felt too much like Warcraft 3. And the thing is, I love Warcraft 3. I think it's a fun game. But it's such a vast departure from games like the first and second Dawn of War. Like, Dawn of War 2 is very small team oriented, focused on building out and like building out your force and putting them into cover and cover destruction and things like that. That to have Dawn of War 3 pretty much ignore all that just felt weird. Well, that was easy. Even though I died, it's still easy. Alright, what's Captain Van Winter got to say?
We have analysed the cogitated data you found. The beasts indeed rely on these pirates for weapon supplies and delivery runs.
Do we have anything to proceed with?
We do. We have the direct connection and a place of meeting, but we don't know the location of the gang's hideout.
Let us use some guile, then. Contact the beasts in the name of these pirates and set up a meeting.
We'll just jump into mission deployment easy and go from here. Set up a meeting. I set up a meeting and let my contacts spread the word about a potential beneficial trade. The feral beasts responded quickly. I'll prepare an ambush and deal with them immediately.
By the Emperor, a demon was bound to the chest. Let's see what was so important in the chest. Shots fired. Target eliminated. Overheat. Shots fired. Eradicated.